How's it going, Jeff?
Good, how are you?
What you got the gun for?
Why I got the gun? What you got the gun for?
Because I'm an authorized.
Alright, well, I'm authorized to
Get down on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Get down on the ground.
You're gonna have to shoot me, man.
Hi everyone, it's July 12, 2017, and I'm going to read the deposition of the FBI witnesses at the case, in the case of Jeffrey Weinhaus, in the matter of State of Missouri versus Jeffrey Weinhaus, Patrick Cunningham. This date is July 23rd, 2013, Franklin County, Missouri, number 12ABCR 02409-01, Court Reporting Associates from Brentwood, Missouri. And it starts off, State of Missouri versus Jeffrey Weinhaus, Franklin County. In the Circuit Court for the County of Franklin, 20th Judicial Circuit, State of Missouri, Plaintiff versus Jeffrey Weinhaus, Defendant. Deposition of Patrick Cunningham taken on behalf of the defendant, July 23rd, 2013. Reported by Jane M. Rich, RPR CSR CCR. Deposition exhibits. Plaintiff's exhibits 1 and 2. Plaintiff exhibit 3. Examinations. Direct examination by Mr. Eastwood. Deposition of Patrick Cunningham taken on behalf of the defendant on the 23rd day of July 2013 between the hours of 8 o'clock in the afternoon, it says in the forenoon, and 6 o'clock in the afternoon of that day. In the offices of the Franklin County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, 15 South Church Street, Union, Missouri, before Jane Rich, a Missouri certified court reporter, license number 411. Appearances. The plaintiff was represented by Mr. Robert H. Parks II, Franklin County Prosecuting Attorney, 15 South Church, room 204, Union, Missouri. The defendant was represented by Mr. Hugh Eastwood, Attorney at Law, 7777 Bonham Suite, 1603, Clayton, Missouri. Patrick Cunningham, of lawful age, having been first duly sworn to testify to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, deposes and says on behalf of the defendant as follows. Direct examination. Questions by Mr. Eastwood. Sir. Okay, the questions are by Mr. Eastwood. And the answers are from Patrick Cunningham. Okay, I get it. Okay, here we go. Sir, could you state your name, please, for the record? It's Patrick Cunningham. And who is your employer, sir? The FBI. Answer, the FBI. Question, and what is your title or rank there? Answer, special agent. Question, okay, and how long have you been with the FBI? Answer, approximately 18 years. Question, do you have a DSN number or some equivalent number like that? Answer, no. Question, okay, and what's the highest level of education you have? Answer, I have a master's degree. Okay, what's that in? Answer, MBA. Question, okay, have you served in the military? Answer, no. Question, okay, have you had any other employers in the past 10 years? Answer, no. Question, okay, have you ever been formally disciplined? Answer, no. Question, okay, have you ever been reprimanded? Answer, no. Okay, and I have to ask you this as well. Have you ever been arrested? Answer, no. Question, have you ever been convicted of a crime? Answer, no. Question, have you ever been a party to civil litigation? Answer, no. Question, and you are competent and of sound mind and body to testify today? Answer, yes. Question, okay, who did you talk to in order to prepare for today? Answer, talk to? I had a conversation with Prosecutor Bob Parks. Question, okay. Answer, and as far as talking to, discussed it with my partner on the way down, just the fact that we were called to testify here today. Question, this is Special Agent Marushak. Answer, correct. Question, and I'm pronouncing that correct? Correct. Question, okay, and what documents, if any, did you review to prepare for today? Answer, I reviewed the written statement that I prepared and also the typed written report that the Highway Patrol prepared. Question, okay, when you say, I see you have a document in front of you, is that consistent with this one that I have here that's a typed report, first of all prepared by a Corporal Ashby? Answer, correct. Question, and then I also will make that Exhibit 1. Answer, okay. Question, and just for the record, and I also will make this Exhibit 2. This is your handwritten statement? Answer, right, correct. Mr. Eastwood marked defendants Exhibit 1 and 2. Question, all right, thank you, sir. And did you review any other documents to prepare for today? Answer, no. Okay, and we're here. Obviously, I represent Jeff Weinhaus, who's the defendant in a state of Missouri prosecution. Were you called as backup by the Missouri Highway Patrol to serve an arrest warrant on Mr. Weinhaus? Answer, yes. Okay, and that was on or around September 11th, 2012? Correct. Answer, correct. Oh, question. Okay, had you been involved in the previous investigation of Mr. Weinhaus? Answer, no. Question, had you seen a YouTube video dated August 16th that Mr. Weinhaus made? Answer, yes. Question, okay, and when did you see that? Answer, sometime in August, I believe, or September of 2012. Answer, and we spoke, question, and we spoke a little bit before we went on the record today. There was no federal investigation. Answer, no. Question, into that? Answer, no. Question, okay, so had you seen this in connection with a complaint by Judge Kelly Parker about the video? Answer, no. We were contacted by the sheriff of Crawford County, just to make it for our situational awareness. Question, who did you speak with at the sheriff's department? Answer, the Sheriff Randy Martin. Question, okay, and at that time, did you believe that Mr. Weinhaus had committed a crime? Mr. Parks, on the federal level or on the state level or Question by Mr. Eastwood. Either. You can just testify to your belief. Answer. He made some statements on there that were concerning. Whether or not that's going to rise to the level of a charge under the state level or the federal level, I couldn't tell you. Question. Okay, and were you involved in a visit to Mr. Weinhaus's house around August 17th? Answer. No. Question. Okay, do you know Sergeant Folsom? Answer. Yes. Question. Was he your contact person with the State Highway Patrol for this investigation? Answer. Yes. Question. Okay, and had you seen an August 27th YouTube video that Mr. Weinhaus made about Sergeant Folsom? Answer. I viewed several different postings by Mr. Weinhaus. I may have seen that one. Question. On the day of the incident, the September 11th incident, did you have reason to believe that Mr. Weinhaus had personally threatened Sergeant Folsom? Answer. I couldn't tell you. Question. Okay, did you know whether Mr. Weinhaus had made a Google Circles friend request of Sergeant Folsom? Answer. No idea. Question. Did you feel personally threatened by Jeff Weinhaus before you came to the gas station on September 11th? Answer. Jeffrey Weinhaus had no idea who I was. I had no contact with him. Question. You never met him before in your life? Answer. No. Question. Did you have an objective or belief that he was a dangerous person before he came to the service station on September 11th? Answer. I had no idea that he'd be dangerous or not dangerous. We were there for a supporting role to assist on an arrest attempt. Question. Okay, did you make any contact with Jeff to meet him at the service station? Answer. No. Question. Did Sergeant Folsom make that to the best of your knowledge? Answer. Yes. Question. And who chose that location? Answer. I think Sergeant Folsom did. Question. Okay, did you have concerns about that location being a safe place to serve the arrest warrant? Answer. No. Question. Okay, did you have questions at that time why Sergeant Folsom hadn't chosen an alternative location such as Troop C or Troop I or a police station? Answer. No. Question. Were you there as backup? Answer. Correct. Question. Okay, were you wearing a bullet-resistant vest? Answer. No, but I had one in the vehicle. Question. And did you have a fear at that time that Mr. Weinhaus would bring someone else who might also pose a threat? Answer. We were told, and this conversation didn't happen between me and Mr. Weinhaus, but we were told through Sergeant Folsom that Mr. Weinhaus was considering on bringing somebody else to that location with him. Question. Okay. Answer. So whether he brought somebody or not, up until the fact that when he rolled or when he drove into the parking lot, I had no idea. Question. In your experience, is it normal procedure for a trooper who has been personally threatened by the subject on an arrest warrant to go and serve the arrest warrant? Answer. I have no idea. Question. No opinion on that? Answer. No, I mean, it's up to the officer, up to the department. Don't know. Question. Okay, do you think that increases the level of danger for the officer serving the warrant? Answer. It can, but at the same time, law enforcement has to do a job, and his job was to effect the arrest. Question, did you have particular concern for Sergeant Folsom's safety before Mr. Weinhaus arrived on the scene because of the prior history between Sergeant Folsom and Mr. Weinhaus? Answer, there's always a concern anytime you make an arrest, but as long as you follow the proper procedures, and you always have to be cautious, everybody you come in contact with. So, question, okay, do you know, and I don't want you to speculate, but do you know if Jeff knew that he was going to be arrested? Answer, I have no idea. Question, okay, did you have knowledge of Sergeant Folsom creating a ruse of? Answer, I am aware of that, but as far as Mr. Weinhaus's perspective, I didn't know if he knew he was going to be arrested at that time. Question, so he might have believed in the ruse, might not have. You have no idea. Answer, no idea. Question, okay, did you know that at the time, if Mr. Weinhaus was recording the meeting at the gas station? Answer, no. Question, okay, do you know now? Answer, I learned that he was. Question, have you reviewed that wristwatch video? Answer, I have seen it. Question, okay, tell me where about were you and your colleague parked to serve as backup at the service station? Answer, we were across the parking lot from the position of Sergeant Folsom and Corporal Merton's vehicle. Question, and about how far a distance was that? And you can guesstimate if you want. Answer, my statement, I wrote 60 yards. It's approximately that distance. Question, was it an obstructed or unobstructed view? Answer, unobstructed view. Question, unobstructed? Answer, unobstructed. Okay. Question, and on this service station side there is a building, is there not? Answer, correct. And did the building, question, and did the building, and there's a porch in front of the building, isn't there? Answer, correct. Question, and does the porch have columns, do you remember? Answer, supports, yes. Question, okay, and did the supports or the building obstruct in any way your view of Sergeant Folsom or his colleague? Answer, not where we were parked, no. Question, okay, and were you parked? You were waiting in your car? Answer, correct. Question, and were you parked with your car pointed generally in the direction of where the troopers were? Answer, yes. Question, okay, now, how long did you wait between your arrival and Mr. Weinhaus's arrival? Answer, I couldn't tell you, I mean the exact time, half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, approximately. Question, were there other people in the site at the site during that intervening period? Answer, when we first got there, there was nobody there. And then a vehicle arrived with 2 individuals, and they were working on a guttering system on that overhang porch area. So they actually told us to move the vehicle, our vehicle. Question, okay, and why was that? Answer, we were blocking the area where they were going to work at. Question, this is the porch overhang? Answer, correct. Question, that we talked about? Answer, so we basically just backed up and we had a clear view of Sergeant Folsom and Corporal Merton's There may have been another vehicle arrive in the parking lot. Question. Okay, and do you remember what type of vehicle it was? Answer. I think maybe a small truck, I believe. Question. Did the guttermen or their vehicle, did that obstruct your view in any way? Answer. No. Question. You said you backed up? Answer. Correct. Question. How much farther did you back up? Answer. Distance-wise, I couldn't tell you, but to a point where we had a clear view of Sergeant Folsom and Corporal Mertens. Question. Okay. Were the guttermen and the truck then in between you and the troopers? Answer. Off to the side, off to the right side, basically backed up and positioned ourselves away from them, but having a clear view of their vehicle. Question. You said the guttermen asked you to move? Answer. Correct. Question. Did you have any other conversations with them? Answer. No. Question. Did you know at the time who they were? Answer. No. Question. Did you have any concerns as to your safety or the trooper's safety from the guttermen? Answer. They appeared as if they were doing a job. Question. Did you have any concerns that Mr. Weinhaus had friends or allies lurking in the background area somewhere? Answer. Again, you always have to be concerned in these situations, either as the arresting officer or support. We were told by Sergeant Folsom that Mr. Weinhaus was apparently going to ask other individuals to come with him, so we had no idea who were his friends and who were not his friends, or who may or may not arrive to the location with him. Question. Okay, but you didn't have a heightened level of concern just based on these other civilians who were at the gas station? Answer. The ones who were there in the parking lot, no. They appeared as if they were doing their job. Question. What did you observe of Mr. Weinhaus's vehicle when he pulled into the service station parking lot? Answer. He drove into the parking lot, made a large circle, and parked near Corporal Mertens' vehicle. Okay, and from where he entered this parking lot to where Corporal Mertens was that on an incline or level? Answer. Where he stopped his vehicle? Correct. Answer. It may have been a slight grade to it, you know. Question. Did the manner in which Mr. Weinhaus's vehicle entered the parking lot and come to a stop cause you any heightened concern? Answer. He came in at a relatively high rate of speed, and again, it happened so fast, you know, he came in at a high rate of speed, did a big circle, turned, stopped his vehicle, had no idea what his intentions were. Question. Was there something objectively threatening to you from the way he operated his vehicle? Answer. The speed he came in, it was, my initial concern was, I thought he may have even tried to ram the highway patrol vehicle. Question. Okay. Answer. But then he passed it, then he came to a stop. So, question. Did you have your weapons drawn at this time? Answer. No, we were still seated in the vehicle. Question. And how good's your vision? Answer. Very good. Question. I notice you have glasses there. Are those your just for reading? Answer. Reading glasses. Question. So you don't need glasses to see a distance? Answer. No. Question. Were you using binoculars or any type of equipment? Answer. No. Again, we're 60 yards away, so... Question. Fair enough. And do you have any concerns about how Mr. Weinhaus had parked his vehicle once he came to a stop? Answer. No, not the way he parked his vehicle. Question. In fact, if Mr. Weinhaus had thought he was going to pick up computer equipment, that might have been a reasonable way to park, do you think? Answer. You know, what his intentions on how he parked the vehicle, I can't say. Just that he entered the parking lot at a high rate of speed, and then he passed the highway patrol vehicle and came to a stop. So, question. Just so we're clear, the rear of his vehicle is facing the troopers once he came to the stop? Answer. The rear of his vehicle was facing the troopers, the front of their vehicle. Yeah. Question. So the rear of his vehicle was facing the answer. The troopers' front of the vehicle. Yeah. Question. Were your windows up or down on the car? Answer. I think they were partially cracked. Question. Okay. When Jeff got out of the car, could you hear any conversation between him and the troopers? Answer. No, I could not. Question. Could you hear just noise generally of conversation but not the words? Answer. No, I could see that there's a conversation taking place though. Question. But you couldn't hear it. Answer. Correct. Question. You couldn't hear any yelling? Answer. No. Question. And you don't have any experience of whether the speech was animated and excited? Answer. No. Question. Or slow and friendly banter like? Answer. No. And when Jeff got out of the car, what did he do? In the sense, did he get up and stand still, or did he get up and move and walk? Answer. He got out of the vehicle. He walked towards the direction of Sergeant Folsom. Question. Okay, and what was the pace of his walk? Answer. I mean, he was walking fairly quick. Question. Okay, did you view his walking towards Sergeant Folsom as threatening initially? Answer. No. Okay, did you observe a firearm on Jeff? Answer. No. Question. Did you observe a holster on Jeff? Answer. Correction. Afterwards, I saw the holster, when it was taken off of Jeff on the ground. Question. Afterwards, you say after the shooting? Answer. Correct. But when he came out of the vehicle, I did not see I did not see the front of Jeffrey's waist. The only portion I saw was the way he was standing towards me. He had his back to me, but his right side was bladed, but I could not see in front of his waist. Question. So you saw the back of him? Answer. The back. And then again, his right side was bladed towards me, so I saw basically his right buttocks cheek, along that line like that, indicating. Question. And you didn't observe? I'm going to stand up here and touch my right waist area. You didn't observe a gun or a holster there? No. Answer. No, I didn't. But again, when I say he was the right side was bladed towards me, it would be if you had your right hand, you move it back more so like right there. That's the area that I saw, indicating. Question. So it's more the back right area? Answer. Correct. Question. More than the side right area? Answer. Correct. Question. And could you see the front right area by the hip bone there? Answer. I could not see that at all. Question. Okay, and where were Jeff's hands when he initially got out of the car? Answer. I don't recall. Question. Okay. Answer. They were not, he was walking, so whatever motion you're walking. Question. So he might have been sort of just swinging them a little bit? Answer. Yes. Question. what one does when one walks? Answer, correct. Question, and did you see Sergeant Folsom at that time? Did you have a clear view of Sergeant Folsom as Jeffrey approached him? Answer, yes. Okay, did you have a clear view of Corporal Mertens? Answer, I do not recall Corporal Mertens. Question, is it possible that he was partially concealed by the vehicle's Corporal Mertens? Answer, he may have been. I distinctly remember Mr. Weinhaus and then Sergeant Folsom. Question, which individual were you focusing on out of those two? Answer, both of them. You know, they came together so I could see both of them. Question, and did Sergeant Folsom have his gun drawn? Answer, initially he did not know. Question, he did not? Okay, and then how long between when Jeff got out of the car and when Sergeant did... How long a period was it between when Jeff got out of the car and Sergeant Folsom drew his gun? Answer, it seemed like seconds. I mean, I saw that. Question, how many seconds? Guess? Roughly just 5, 10, 30, or like 40? Answer, it wasn't that long. So it was just seconds, moments to make, you know. I didn't have a stopwatch on timing nothing, but it seemed like it happened pretty quick. But he gets out of the vehicle and he walks towards Sergeant Folsom, and then Jeff Weinhaus had his hands in front of his waistband, indicating. Question, wait, you said before you said he had sort of moving them by his side, kind of in a normal walking gesture. Answer, well, he's walking from the vehicle as he's approaching Sergeant Folsom, walking normally. Then I saw that he had his, and then his hands went to the front of him. Question, okay, when his hands went to the front of him, was this before, at the same time, or after Sergeant Folsom drew his gun? Answer, well, put this in perspective. He gets out of his vehicle and he walks towards Sergeant Folsom. Then there's a conversation. His hands are in front of his waistband. The conversation's going on. Question, how long were his hands in front of his waistband? Answer, I don't know. Again, it was, he walks from his vehicle towards the Sergeant Folsom and he stops. Question, okay, so he comes to a stop? Answer, comes to a stop, and then there's a conversation going on, but while they're having, Jeffrey Weinhaus has his hands in front of him. Question, okay, so did he put his hands in front of him at the same time that he stopped? I couldn't tell you. Question, okay. Answer, I just remember him standing there with his hands in front, and there's a conversation going on between Sergeant Folsom and Jeffrey Weinhaus, and then seconds later I see Sergeant Folsom. He puts up his right hand, draws his weapon with his left hand, and then steps back, and then there's shots fired. Question, you say Sergeant, seconds later, was that seconds after Jeff stopping? Answer, the time frame, it happened really quick. I couldn't tell you how many seconds. When he stops, there's a conversation taking place. Jeffrey Weinhaus has his hands in front. Again, the conversation takes place. Question, sure. Answer, and that's when Sergeant Folsom raises his right hand, draws his weapon, steps back to his left, and then shots fired? Question, and then what happened to Jeff after the shots were fired? Answer, Jeff, he fell to the ground. Question, how did he fall to the ground? Answer, he just fell to. Question, did he turn and fall one way or the other? Answer, I couldn't tell you. Question, couldn't tell me? Okay. Was he blown away? Did he just? Answer, no. Question, go flying through the air? Answer, no. He just fell to the side, fell to his, I think his right side. Question, and what happened to his arms, his hands? Answer, he was handcuffed. Okay. Question, okay. But after, between, you said before the shots were fired, he had his hands in front of his waist? Answer, uh-huh. Question, is that correct? Did you ever see a gun before the shots rang out? Answer, no, I didn't. Question, before the shots rang out, did you ever see a holster? Answer, no. Question, do you ever see any movement by the hands up or down? Answer, I did not. I remember seeing the hands in front. Question, okay, do you recall any movement by the left arm? Answer, no. Question, do you recall any movement by the left arm up in the air? Answer, hands were never in the air. Question, okay, were they ever raised to shoulder length? Answer, no, they were not. Question, okay, and then the shots rang out? Answer, correct. And what? Question, and what did you do? Answer, got out of the vehicle. Question, okay, and did you approach Jeff Weinhaus? Answer, yes. Question, rapidly? Answer, yes. Question, okay, did you withdraw your gun at that point? Answer, the gun was drawn. Question, did you have concern that there were other persons in the area who could be a danger? Answer, yes. Question, did you sweep the area visually? Answer, yes. Question, did you have your gun pointed at anyone or was it pointed towards the ground? Answer, may have been pointed in the direction of some individuals in the front of the store just until we identified who they were. Question, the guttermen, for instance? Answer, and then there were people inside that I don't know when they arrived. There's another individual, 2 individuals inside the store that came out. So I had no idea who they were until we identified who they were and they knew who we were. That's when we secured our weapons. Question, at the time, did you know whether or not Jeff was still an active threat? Answer, no, he was handcuffed, so. Question, oh, was he? Answer, yeah. Question, did you observe who handcuffed him? Answer, it was Sergeant Folsom. Question, and then you said earlier that you observed the gun and or the holster after the shooting? Answer, I observed the holster. It's a green-colored holster that Sergeant Folsom took off of him and placed it some distance away from Mr. Weinhaus. Question, where on his body was it before Sergeant Folsom took it off? Answer, I just remember the gun being thrown on the ground. I can assume that it came from his waistband, front waistband. I didn't see that, though. I didn't see that. Question, you would assume because? Answer, because we were exiting the vehicle and running towards Sergeant Folsom and Mr. Weinhaus, and then my job was to do a perimeter security, so I turned my direction from Weinhaus and started focusing my direction on these individuals by the front of the store, and then while looking around, I see the gun being placed behind or out of the immediate area of Mr. Weinhaus, and again, that's when or not gun, it was a holster, a green-colored holster, so, question, and so you didn't observe Sergeant Folsom where on body, Jeff's body, Sergeant Folsom removed the holster from? Answer, no, but again, I can assume that you can see around when he's handcuffed, you can see around or wherever his backside. I didn't see anything on his backside when I was in the vehicle, didn't see anything on the back right hip, so question, are you familiar with the type of holster? Answer, I just saw it on the ground. I don't know the specifics about it. Question, okay, have you inspected it since then? Answer, no, I didn't even pick it up. Question, okay, did you ever hear or see any commands by Sergeant Folsom for Jeff to get down? Answer, no. Again, I couldn't hear the conversation taking place. Question, sure. And you were about 60 yards away at this time. Answer, correct. Question, so you think you were a little closer than 60 yards before the gutterman asked you to move your car? Answer, yeah. We backed up and we went to the left a little bit to get out of their way, and then at the same time see a clear view of the highway patrol vehicle. Okay, and then question. Okay, and then there was an investigation of the shooting by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Answer, correct. Question, and Sergeant Perry Smith conducted that investigation? Answer, yes. Question, did he talk to you? Answer, I talked to, question, Corporal Ashby? Answer, correct. Question, did you ever talk to Sergeant Smith? Answer, just in casual conversation when he arrived. Question, okay. Answer, I don't remember. I don't think he ever interviewed me. Or question, did you ever talk to Lieutenant George Knowles? Answer, just casual conversation when he arrived. Question, okay, but did you ever review any reports that he wrote? Answer, no. Question, okay, you've reviewed both the typewritten statements and the handwritten document before today, and you got a chance to look at them here a little bit today? Answer, yes. Question, is there anything you'd change in those documents? Answer, no. Question, do you feel they truthfully and accurately represent your statement and experience of the incident both then and as you recall it here today? Answer, yes. Question, okay, I might have included another document in there, or maybe I didn't. I'm going to present you with two other documents. I'll mark them 3-1 and 3-2. I'm defendant, so maybe it would be C-, I don't know. However you want to do it, Jane. These are drawings. I submit to you these are drawings of the scene of the incident. Could you please, well, first of all, does this generally represent the scene of the incident as you recall it? Answer, the scene of the incident, the highway patrol vehicles were not there. Mr. Eastwood marked Defendant's Exhibit 3. Question, okay. Answer, I take it this is going to be, you know, what I'm saying. Question, well, perhaps actually I'm going to give you a pen, and could you just mark the Corporal Martin's car with an M? I believe it was here. Question. Answer, I believe it was here. Question. Okay. Answer, indicating. Question. And could you draw an X where, if you recall, Corporal Martins was standing at the time of the shooting? Answer, could not tell you. Question, could you draw an F where Sergeant Folsom was standing at the time of the shooting approximately? Answer, approximately? Question, yeah. Answer, what do you want me to draw again? Question, an F. Answer, okay. Question for Folsom. Answer, he's like right here somewhere, indicating. Question, okay, and where was Weinhaus? You can put a W for him. Answer, so like right, indicating. Question, and which was your car? Answer, right here, the FBI car, indicating. Actually, I think it was more like because he walked out of the vehicle and he walked towards him, so maybe right there, indicating. Question, okay, all right, thank you. Answer, and that's just a guesstimate because I remember. Question, did you, to your knowledge, did you shoot anyone that day? Answer, did not shoot anyone that day. Question, did you have any concerns at that time over Sergeant Folsom's use of force? Answer, no. Question, okay, is there any other experience of that day that you expect to testify to at the trial? Answer, no. Mr. Eastwood? Okay, thanks. The witness? Okay. Mr. Parks said, do you wish to waive signature, Pat? The witness, sure. Signature of the witness waived by agreement of counsel and consent of the witness. Certificate. Court reporter certifies blah blah blah. Patrick Cunningham was first duly sworn to testify to the truth. I further certify I am not of counsel nor attorney for either of the parties to said unit, suit, nor related nor interested in any of the parties or their attorneys. In witness thereof I have hereunto set my hand. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. Just a bunch of stuff. And then I guess that's just their swearing that they're telling the truth or something. And then there's a bunch of stuff. Reason why I'm not a lawyer. It looks so like Chinese.
Did you remind everybody they can download the PDF?
Yeah, you can download it if you want to read all this.
Just click on Jeffrey Weinhaus's Year of Jubilee page.
Yeah, I have to wear special glasses to read this because they're so tiny.
Was it an interesting deposition?
Not really.
No? Did he clearly say that Jeff didn't pull his gun? Or that he didn't see him pull his gun?
Yeah, he didn't see him pull his gun.
You know there's only one deposition, right? I mean, there's two depositions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at this. This is, am I to read this? Defendant's Exhibit 2, written statement.
It's hard to read it.
Prior to 1 p.m., Special Agent Michael so-and-so, FBI, St. Louis Division, and I arrived at the gas station located near St. Clair, Missouri, located on highway, supporting role to assist Sergeant Folsom and Corporal Scott Mertens, Highway Patrol Division, Drug and Crime Control, for an arrest attempt of Jeffrey Weinhaus. Jeffrey Weinhaus had an active felony warrant. Sergeant Marshall and I positioned ourselves in a FBI vehicle opposite side the gas station, facing lot as Folsom Corporal vehicle. I estimate the distance between Vehicle 60 yards, observed a green colored small station wagon traveling southbound, entered the gas station parking lot, made a whole wide turn and stopped alongside the vehicle. He didn't mention the speed when he wrote this up. Jeffrey Weinhaus exited the driver's side door. I only saw one occupant in the green station wagon. Sergeant Folsom exited his vehicle. Weinhaus approached Folsom. Weinhaus was standing in a bladed position with his right side exposed to my view. I saw Weinhaus position his hands to his front waistband. That is his written statement. Is this more of it? I saw Folsom talking to Weinhaus, but was unable to hear the conversation, and saw Folsom raise his right hand, draw his handgun from his left side, and step backward. I heard several gunshots and saw Weinhaus' face fall to the ground. And I immediately exited the vehicle and ran to Folsom's location. Folsom handcuffed Weinhaus with Weinhaus's hands behind his back. Malschrak and I performed perimeter until other law enforcement arrived. Perimeter security. And that's all he has to say about shooting an innocent guy who did nothing to deserve it. And then there's a couple of drawings where they drew pictures of the thing, the store, and the cars. And that's the end of it.